Sprinting.
No, don't sprint.
Right, so it's a Gsx-8S. We're going to do a little bit of fun with this because it's having a stage 2 DNA fitted. So it's already got the Yoshi AT2 full race system on it. Ooh, sexy. It's actually a really nice can, that. It's so cool looking. I mean, the Yoshi stuff's normally pretty good anyway. They only had a little issue with the R11 cans with the black paint used to flake off them, but I think they fixed that. So we're going to see how this one goes, but we're going to do some tests on it as well. We're going to build some base mapping for it as well. The big one is obviously the DNA. So the DNA do an intake kit for these, and it's a stage 2, which basically means you lose a portion of the airbox, whether it be the snorkel portion or it's the entire top of the airbox delete. So we're going to try that and see how much of a gain that makes. We're going to do that first. So we're going to do that before we do anything else, just to see what the gain is purely from doing the filter fit. So that's exciting. Ooh, exciting. And then we'll go from there. Then we'll get into the ECU mapping and doing all that, and then see what gains we can get. And then we'll do 2 sets of maps. We'll do one map as it is with the standard stuff, another with the DNA, and then we'll do another one with the DNA stage 2, so it's actually 3. So we'll go through all of that. Let's go. Box. They look the same, but they're definitely different. So this is the stage 2. So as I said, I haven't actually looked at this.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. So I'm guessing, because we haven't actually done one, that there'd be normally a snorkel or something, and it's going to completely remove that. So it's going to be breathing through that entire thing, which can only be a good thing. That's what I think anyway. But what do we think of the looks of this?
I know.
Because it's a bit fruity looking, isn't it? It's got the obviously the modern weird double headlight thing to make it look not like a Cyclops, but then it's got these little high cheekbones as well. Yeah,
Tight.
Gladius. Yeah.
It's nice looking.
Interesting to see what power it makes. So you can see now that we popped the seat off, it's going to go right here. So the air filter must be just behind this cover, and it's got these tiny little snorkels which it's got to breathe out of. So it's going to make it should make quite a significant difference to it, which we will see in a minute. So essentially now it's blow it all apart. So get the panels off because I need to get to the pair valve system to cap that so we don't get fresh air that's not being through the combustion chamber into the exhaust because it changes the readings. So we're going to get probes in, cap that, get an RPM signal, and then give it a run. And then that'll be our base settings and see where we are from there. And then we'll do the air filter, hopefully see a big jump in performance.
Makes me seen as we were talking, that's a little bit strange. Just strange looking, the way the board's punched.
Is this the one that they're going to be racing? I thought it was the Gsx-SR, the Gsx-S.
This is the Gsx-8S, this is it.
Is this what they're actually racing?
I think so.
I thought it was different. I thought it was a different one.
No. Honestly, opinion-wise, it's built, isn't it, for a certain sector and a certain price. It looks nice enough. What would you say its competition is? MT-07?
Something like that, yeah.
800cc twin. So, it looks nice, it's different, isn't it? As we were just saying before, chunky on the back end. Looks a bit more big bike size, doesn't it? I like the Yoshi system. That's nice.
That's not technically the bike, like.
No, but do you know what I mean? It fits it well. The interesting thing will be to see what it does performance-wise. It's nice TFT screen on it.
Has it?
Yeah, big TFT screen, which is like compared to say the MT.
There's a part.
The fairly basic dash. It's obviously basic suspension. But like all of them, that's where they scrape a bit of money off, isn't it, on the price? They scrimp on the suspension. But it looks nice enough. I'd say just a bit peculiar, the motor, some of the stuff on it. But
oh, it's like that.
yeah, we'll just that.
No, it's just this, yeah. So
Just that
it's
plate
literally that, yeah. So it's got these tiny little silly snorkels, so it's going to get rid of that.
Tell you what, doesn't have much room to breathe there, does it?
That's what I mean. The only difference, the only thing that you could argue is as soon as the seat goes on, the seat's actually going to cover a bit of it as well. But we'll see, because I'll run it with the seat on just to give it a bit more of a fair test, because otherwise it's not a very accurate test. All right, okay.
Yeah, because the only other thing you could go one step further is if you had like a panel that had mesh there, rather than encasing that so it could breathe from both sides.
Yeah.
But that would make the kit expensive.
Expensive. I'm so used to working on stuff that's like 200 degrees. Did you hear that click? Oh yeah. I've got to try and get an RPM signal. So we've whipped the panels off, got some bits and bobs off, and now I'm just fitting a jumper plug so I've got somewhere to take an RPM signal from.
So that?
I think it's there because I can see it.
Is that like a security thing? Oh, that just bolts across, doesn't it? Then?
Yeah, I can see the bottom of it there, but I don't know if it says.
Ah, yeah, because look, there's a case in there.
Yeah, no, you can see it there, mate.
Yeah. Mm.
Anyway, RPM signal on, pair valve,
very
capped.
old Gsx-esque.
It is a bit, yeah. It is a bit. Just got Euro 5 plug on it to make it go, ooh, look, we're modern. Woo!
We're modern. What power are we guessing? Let's all have a guess on power.
What is it? It's 800, isn't it?
800 twin. I love twin.
I'm saying 62.
I think more than that. I reckon about 80.
Do you?
Yeah, parallel twin. This generation of parallel twin should be about 80.
67.9.
Oh, wow. You two are.
Do you know why?
Right. Did you know what they make?
NT07 set up is 72. It's not going to be a million miles away from that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Comparable market. 67.9.
Yeah, okay. So my figure was from the crank.
That would technically take you down to 64, which is in between me and Max, so clever. Got yourself out the way there.
I did, yeah. Dug myself out of that stupid hole. All right, we're pretty much ready to go. So let's get this up, get you out, get the dog some food. Let's go. Right, done the base runs, lots and lots of runs, back to back to back, to see what the maximum power we got, and the maximum we got was 74.81. Whoa, power.
Better than all our guesses, wasn't it?
Well, no, I said 80, and then corrected it to crank. So, yeah, winning. Not bad. Fueling's not bad at 100%. Bottom end's really weird. There's such a lazy throttle feel on this, so you kind of go, what? And it goes, whoa. It's just really lazy, which I don't like, so hopefully we'll be able to correct that as well. But that's not what this is about. We're going to do a test now just to see the DNA against this. So we're going to just pull the standard filter out, bang the DNA stage 2 in, and see what that makes. Right now, no changes, no nothing, just the filter. Let's do that. Only cost me the price of 5 normal screwdrivers. Sorry, Snap-on. I do love it though. I don't know how this comes off. I don't know if there's another one at the bottom. I could just look at the other thing to see how the stage 2 cover fits. The bottom set of screws are underneath, so I kind of had an idea that's what was going to happen. Standard practice. I've got dielectric grease everywhere. Nice, love it. Always put the bolts back in because then they don't fall, the things don't fall out. Okay. It's got a pipe across in it. That does not look like a standard filter to me. Oh, this isn't a genuine back-to-back test. Or is it? Maybe. Is it? Maybe. Is it? That's weird. It's like a goldfish.
Is that OE?
What?
Is that OE?
That's an OE one, yeah. Yeah, it's a Suzuki. It's a Suzuki part. Oh my god, that was stuck in there. But why has it got that on there? It honestly, it's like your filter system for your fish tank. Anyway, that one's gone. So we're going from this to this, and from this to this. Oh yeah, baby. Can you feel the performance? No, there's loads of room there. I mean, it's got to breathe air in from all over the place. I mean, the next stage would be you could, if you did something with these, take these panels off, because there's nothing, they don't need to be there, do they? Do you know what we'll do? We'll do a run with it with the seat on, and then we'll do a run with it with the seat off and see if it makes any difference at all, because then you'd know whether it's worthwhile doing anything, modding this at all. All right, let's stick it back together again, make it go brum brum, see what power we gain. Test 2, let's go. Well, that was fun. So we've gone from 74.8 to 79. Oh, that is good. And it's the lump of torque that you're getting, and you get that massive gain, right from 4 all the way to 7. That's a good old jump in torque, that. It's huge. And then it holds on to that power all the way through, so where it was dying off quite early on, it holds on to it a little bit longer and allows it to surge again. Now, I did the test with the seat on and the seat off to see if it made any difference, and realistically, it doesn't make any difference. But you can feel the induction. It's way up, and the fueling hasn't actually changed that drastically, which, for argument's sake, you'd want to have it perfectly mapped to perfectly mapped, but the fueling, the trace is pretty similar, but you can just really see that it just sucks so much air in, and it just allows it to... So anyone who says that air filters don't make a difference, check that out. Boom, yeah. Huge difference. I mean, this is a stage 2, so it's obviously removed a lot of the snorkeling and stuff, which a lot of that is actually to do with noise emissions, the suction in. But with this can on there, what blind bit of difference is that going to make? So having that gone has made such a massive difference to the performance. Love it. Now it's map it all up. Now we are going to do a couple of different maps for this, but you don't need to see any of that. It's just going to be the mapping for the stage 2 kit with that AT2 system on it. But yeah, happy with that. Perfect. Boom. Done, all finished. Mega happy with the DNA Stage 2 kit. That just made such a massive difference. It is so much better, and especially that mid-range grunt, especially if you're going to be riding this bike and you're going to try and overtake a car, for example. You're going to be in that area and it'll just go. Way better. So the air filter with the Stage 2 lid made a massive difference, and then just correcting all the fueling and doing the full ECU mappings also made a massive difference. So you missed quite a bit of the mapping side of it, but basically because it's the first one we've done, we had to kind of take a step back and build that base map. The base map is our foundation for doing the mapping. The fueling and the ignition is quite straightforward, but like the ETV tables, how some of the tables are different between different modes, etc. We need to make sure that they're doing exactly what we expect them to do when we do them. So some of that is a bit of R&D, so it's make a change, see how that reacts, and then go from there. Bit boring, to be honest, most of that, but we got through that okay, and then once we worked out what all the tables did and how it affected the bike, etc., then we can go into doing the actual fueling, and it's the same process of we go through all the different throttle positions, go through all the intake air pressure, and then build that base map, send that in. Once we've done that a couple of times and the fueling's perfect, then we go into the ignition timing and do the same thing with ignition. So we add a bit of ignition timing, see what makes a difference, what doesn't make a difference. Any areas where we don't make any gain, we pull it, and then we just keep incrementally adding until we get the maximum figure that we're getting, which made a big difference to this as well, because it actually flattened off some of the crests and peaks and troughs in that power graph. So it did make quite a good gain. Honestly, well chuffed with this. It's such a crack. I mean, it sounds insane as well with that full Yoshi system. But it's a great bike, this, and it looks lovely too. Done. On to the next.